The floor was cold, but the silence in the house was colder. Joseph stared at the ceiling, tracing the cracks in the plaster that looked like lightning bolts frozen in time. In the other room, he could hear the muffled rhythmic thud of his father's footsteps and the sharp clinical clink of his mother's coffee cup. They were home. They were less than 20 feet away. And yet Joseph had never felt more like a ghost haunting his own life. Being an only child is often painted as a luxury, all the resources, all the attention. But for Joseph, it was a magnifying glass he never asked for. Every failed test, every slumped shoulder, and every moment of quiet was scrutinized under the lens of his parents' high expectations. "You're quiet today," his mother said, not looking up from her laptop as he walked into the kitchen. "Just tired, Mom. School was a lot." "Everyone's tired, Joseph. Your father worked 12 hours today. Did you finish that extra credit assignment for calculus?" Joseph gripped the strap of his backpack until his knuckles turned white. "I'm working on it." "Good. We didn't invest in those tutors for you to settle for a B." "No. How are you feeling?" "No. You look like you haven't slept." Just the endless tally of his worth measured in percentages and potential. Over the years, the silence between them had grown into a physical wall. Joseph had stopped trying to bridge the gap. He had tried once in 10th grade to tell them he felt like he was drowning in anxiety. His father had simply told him to toughen up and that life only gets harder. So Joseph learned to be a hollow shell. But lately the shell was cracking. Between the cutthroat competition at school, a falling out with the only person he called a friend, and the suffocating pressure of his upcoming university applications, the air in his lungs felt like lead. It happened on a Tuesday, a day so mundane it felt insulting. He had received a rejection letter from his top-choice internship. When he showed his parents, hoping for a shred of comfort, his father didn't even put down the newspaper. "You probably didn't prepare enough for the interview," his father said, his voice flat. "Better luck with the safety options." Joseph stood there, the paper trembling in his hand. Safety options. His whole life was a safety option for them. "I can't do this anymore," Joseph whispered. "Do what? Study?" "Welcome to the real world, Joseph," his mother sighed, still typing. He turned around and walked to his room. He didn't slam the door. He closed it with a soft final click. He sat at his desk looking at the piles of textbooks that felt like tombstones. There was no note. What was there to say to people who hadn't heard him in 17 years?